This is what I'd be doing whether or not anybody shows up.
Right,
I
right.
know, that's right, too.
You know,
Yeah,
people
sure.
doesn't people being here doesn't add to the time I spend
Exactly.
or the amount of sugar I go
I mean,
through.
we didn't help you.
Yeah, because this is like what I do. It's a meditation kind of thing.
Wow.
How long have you been doing it?
8 years.
Right.
You know what? We were just talking about a friend of ours. We had a really close friend who passed away, right? And she was a real spiritual person. We would love her.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, I was just talking to that.
She recently passed away.
No, but she passed away 2 months before my husband and I. Anyway, we're very good friends. Very one of our
Uh-huh.
And we're together and we're talking about her. And I said, I've been thinking about Jackie a lot lately. And she goes, I've been.
That one that was bright red head. Did you see him? There he is. Up.
So, anyway, when we mentioned her name, one of the hummingbirds came and went like this in between both of us, came really close.
Yeah.
And we took it as a sign, that's all.
You know.
And then you called for Jackie, a cat. Her name was Jackie.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
well, see, that's how it works sometimes.
Yeah.
The Kauhia believe if you tell something to someone that has died to a hummingbird,
Oh.
they will carry the message.
Oh.
The Aztecs, the Maya, all the indigenous cultures where the hummingbirds come had a lot of spiritual significance to them. Which is why I try and keep what I say about them to the facts. Because that way everybody can assign their own spiritual thing. Now this. The trick is to pick where you think they're going to be soon, and then just be very, very still. Because if you move the camera closer, that will change everything. Sure you don't want to try this?
Oh, yeah, I think you should.
Okay. If you hold it like this, they won't be afraid. You're picking. Yeah. And then, just stand close to the feeder and be very still. See?
The wings.
Yeah.
Air from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a fire.
Their wings are going 80 cycles a second. And that's the same cycle as their respirations. Because when they work their wings, it flexes their wing rib cage, which opens their lungs. And then when they do the back cycle, it flattens them out. And it's also their heart rate, 80 a second. It can be overwhelming.
Any new babies that you've seen?
Oh yeah, I've been seeing babies just about every good second. I see them in the morning. I saw them when I just started in on the feeders. Sometimes they'll perch on your top finger, and that's a thrill. It's indescribable. You can describe how it makes you feel, but you can't really describe what happens. It's all too fast, and if you hang up on what just happened, you're going to miss what's happening. Yeah.
There are people that they don't come close to us.
Yeah. They are.
This is the poop zone over here.
Oh yeah, we call that a Palm Springs baptism. And happy International Women's Day, guys.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I was in the park today. I was in downtown park from 10 the downtown park, the one where they moved Maryland. She's in downtown park.
Oh, okay, I don't know where they, oh, that's, she's still there, but they just moved her over.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh well. Okay, she's still there.
Well, you know, it's kind of cheesy, kind of tacky.
I know, it
It's
is,
silly,
yeah.
but, you know, so are we. Yeah. It doesn't stand the weather well. Their materials were not the best. But you're right. There are people they just don't want to be around. And sometimes the one they don't want to be around is me, because if I'm angry, if I have anxiety, a lot. Yeah.
I was shocked, that's okay.
Yeah, well, you know.
Everybody has the right to
Well, yeah, but how's come they can't be persuaded to leave me alone? You know, that's the part I don't understand.
But they don't have to, they don't have to.
Well, you know, who knows?
No.
I'm getting a measles vaccine on Monday.
A what? Oh,
Okay?
you have the measles?
No, and I don't want them.
Okay.
I had them as a kid, and it was horrible. And there's no good reason to subject your children to it.
Like, you know, how to say, you know, like Gilmore says, you do you, and I'll do me.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're making your kids so sick that they die,
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
That's the reason to
so,
come back.
so yeah, I mean,
Like, we don't need polio.
yeah, I mean, let's be
It's
real.
kind of windy. Good thing I wore a sweater.
You know where you don't find anti-vax people? You know where? Indian reservations. They know what happens. Just like the Germans know what happens when you have morons.
It's cold on the hands, huh?
Crazy. It's low. It's like a fan.
Yeah, yeah. They displace a lot of air because they get lift on forward and backstroke. They're doing like a figure 8 sculling motion.
you're awfully cute.
Yeah, they are. They're spectacular. The things they can do in the air.
Just showing off.
Yeah.
Did you see me from here? You're so special.
And they're getting ready for migration. That's always fun. Because the birds that are in the south will be coming up.
One on top of that.
Yeah.
It wasn't there.
I tell people that are like cab drivers in Mexico City, if you stand still or keep moving like you are moving, they'll miss you. They don't want to hit you.
No.
But they will come so close that it'll feel like they did. And by the time you realize what happened,
Right.
it's over.
Like a hummingbird.
Now you gotta give the sugar.
Yeah. They're like,
This is transactional.
yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't know it wasn't going to say, oh, you do know where that is because it was in coffee. When we go to coffee, they have farming. And I was thinking after, but when we go to coffee, so much go in the morning.
Like I just went right by my head.
Well, if the copies on the other crossway from the Ace, it's on the other side of Camino Royale.
Well, I know, but I don't think that they experienced this because
But-
they go for coffee, they go in the morning, and they maybe didn't see where we are.
I don't know. A lot of people don't, you know.
Oh, wonderful.
Like
It's warm here.
a lot of the winter residents that are staying at the Biltmore complex have found the place, and they've been coming over. It's been really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this. They're like buzzing by my ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like right there in my pocket.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it
Well,
incredible?
they feel your energy field.
Mm-hmm. There's a Buddhist monk up in Idlewild at the Buddhist place up there. Anyway, he's teaching that hummingbirds see human auras.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you know what happened right before that? I said, oh, I'm going to open up my can a bit.
Mhm.
And then this was buzzing around my head.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
they were buzzing around.
in the spirit of letting people believe their truth, hummingbirds can see like several spectrums of light beyond what we can see. They see past the ultraviolet into the lavenders and the pinks and beyond that. They can't see it all in the darkness. But, you know, it would make sense to me that if human beings do have auras, they're the ones that can see it.
Yeah.
And they are also very selective about who they allow to be near them.
But they move so fast, I imagine they have to see everything.
Oh, yeah. Remember the old 60s artist, Peter Max? You know, did like the Beatles, Yellow Submarine stuff. And that's kind of like what they see. It's really, really vibrant colors and amazing depth. Yeah. There are people that think their metabolisms go so fast that it might even warp time perception. Hey, they can. Yeah. Yeah.
Steven. Do you know it's Steven? You're Steven? Yeah. Oh,
Did I
well,
not tell you his name? Did I not tell you his
no,
name?
this is one of them just whispered me to me and said Steven.
I didn't
I'm like,
tell
I
you
don't know
his
who that
name,
is.
did I?
No, you
Did I?
didn't.
Ah.
I don't think so.
I didn't think so either.
Okay.
He's a
Well, it's about the birds anyway.
Yeah. Well, I like you.
I don't think I
Well,
did tell you.
I've been doing this a while. The only time they've ever hit me is when I flinched.
Not good.
I've had them. They can come so close that it feels like their wings are brushing you. But it's just like backwatch. It's like being on the flight deck of an aircraft carrier when they rev them up with the brakes on.
The first you looked at me like, what? I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's funny.
this is. And like, how can you describe it? And kind of, you know, this is kind of what I need.
No, I don't mind if I mean it for you. Yeah, but I don't mind if I wouldn't want it more than I have. But I don't know. Oh, okay, I'm going to try something. That's what I thought.
Yeah, will you just ignore them?
Well, I started thinking about something and then I was like, oh, they're going to come. That is true.
One of the things I like to do is try and figure out how far away I can see which place they're going to. Because they're like bar regulars, okay? They have their favorite feeder, they have their favorite spot on their favorite feeder. They have their favorite feeding port on their favorite feeder. And they're highly individual. They're here at the same time, but they're not here together. Yeah, here we go. Look at this guy. This perching there like he owns the world.
I haven't seen this many in a while. There's been like 5 or 6
Dominy,
times.
dominy, dominy. Look up at the swings. And the palm tree. One of the reasons I started taking the videos is because I would get so absorbed in what was happening right in front of me at the hand feeders that I would forget to look at all of the other things going on because it's mesmerizing to see it as a whole is another thing.
Oh my God, it's coming.
Yeah.
We share.
You don't have time for
A little less so here because there's so much food in such a short space. They mostly kind of are forced to get along.
Right.
On the other feeders on the outskirts, though, it's kind of a free-for-all. And then I have active nests on my back porch, and the mommy brigade keeps track of that feeder. And I don't even go back there myself.